So we moved it right over here. Now, inside of these cabins on this plantation are estimates that they had 10 people living in each cabin. That number can go up, it can go down, depending on the plantation that you are on. Our cabins are slightly furnished, but what you have inside of your cabin is dependent on what the master and the mistress will let you have inside of your cabin. We have some documentation that slaves saying I slept on the bare floor. That's nothing at all. Some of them said I slept on a pallet, which is going to be a couple pieces of linen stuck together on the ground. We have an example of a pallet on this side of the cabin. Some people said I slept in the bed, a very basic bed made out of hay, Spanish moss inside. 5 people may be sleeping in a bed at a time, but it's all dependent on what the master, the mistress will allow you to have in your cabin. The master and the mistress make the rules on that plantation. The enslaved individuals are the property of the master and the mistress, and according to the laws of the federal government, they are the property of that. The master and mistress make the laws to do whatever they want with their property. That's why it's a very complex, a very difficult system to understand, because there are so many differences about what each individual experience, because it really is dependent on who your master and mistress are, what time of century it is, type of crop you're growing, all this variables. We can tell you in South Louisiana, they're going to have cabins generally like this. They're going to be divided with a family on that side and a family on that side. Now, of course, people are being sold off. People are passing away really fast. So a family could be, of course, a cousin, a brother-in-law, a sister. It could be all types of variables in a family. Or it could be in a grouping size. Maybe the masters brought a couple of slaves, so we're going to put 5 on this side, 5 on that side. So it could be a family or a grouping. It all is up to the master or the mistress who own the plantation about what they're going to do on that plantation. As I was talking about food earlier. Now, generally in South Louisiana, you'd be given some chopped up cornmeal and what's left over with a pig that nobody wants. Anybody ever heard of chitlins, pig feed, turkey necks, all those yummy foods that we eat today we call soul food, all start off as being the food that nobody wants and what the enslaved individual were given. How much you ate, when you ate, depended on the master and the mistress. Sometimes you were given a ration on Monday. It might be enough to last you 3 or 4 days. It might be enough to last you 1 day. Sometimes the food was brought out to you 2 times a day. You had to eat it all together. Sometimes we have documentations of slaves saying, had a small garden in the back of my cabin. We have some documentation of the slaves saying, I was not allowed to keep a garden in the back of my cabin. Some of them said I was allowed to keep chickens. Some were saying if I ate a chicken, I would be punished. It depended on the master and the mistress. They make the laws on each plantation. That's how we always say, generally speaking, we know these, but we have one extreme to the other on these sites. I want you guys to please come inside of these cabins and look around. Imagine 5 people on this side and 5 people on that side. You're going to walk through and you're going to see that you can look straight down through the floors. That's true. So all the elements are basically in there with them. Restrooms, outside. I want you guys to please step inside. Doesn't matter what time.